Hey guys, it's your girl Casey Marie here for Media Girls Network, and we're here with a very special guest today. Someone from the hit show Sweet Life Los Angeles on HBO Max, our good girl Tylynn Burns. Oh, the prompt on time. I'm gonna join you now. Ooh, how do you have that? Okay. Let's hope there's no technical difficulties. Hey! Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yay! Hey, how are you?
Okay, perfect. I'm good. How are
Yeah,
you?
it's kind of lagging a little bit. I'm good.
Let me see for
Let's see.
Wi-Fi.
How many
Maybe
bars do you have on your side?
Wi-Fi, so maybe that's better.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Boom. All right. Hey, so let me just
All right.
introduce real quick. I'm Casey Marie from Media Girls Network, and I'm here with Sweet Life star and entrepreneur CEO Tylynn Burns. Yes.
Hi. Thanks
Yes.
for
How are
having me.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How's the LA life treating you? The LA weather?
It's going. It's going. I mean, it was kind of gloomy and storming and raining yesterday, but
Oh, really?
today, yeah.
See, I'm in New York right now. I live in New York, and it's cold out here. Like, it's
Oh,
about like 60 degrees right now. So,
so it's gonna get worse and worse.
exactly. But let's hop right into the interview because I know your time is precious. So we're gonna hop right into it. So let's just talk a little bit about you first before we even get into the show and everything like that. I want to know, being born and raised from LA, how did that kind of shape you and who you are today?
Yeah, I think that, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions about people from LA. And I think, we got the sun, we got the palm trees, and people think it's glitz and glamour. But it's still like when you a black person, you still gonna go through shit no matter where you are. And I think, I was really privileged to grow up with a very supportive family, my mom, grandma, and my grandpa. But I still went through some stuff. And I think LA, since we hold a high standard to the people that live here and the people that come here,
Right.
we just always striving for the best. And
Right.
so that played a huge role in who I am today for sure.
Definitely, I can understand that. Now, would you say like you would ever leave LA, or LA's your baby, LA's your home, you don't see nothing else?
Okay, so I definitely could see myself moving from LA. So I'm always like, ooh, either DC or Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
or I mean, I love Chicago, but I don't like the weather too much.
Yeah.
Or London. That's like I definitely would move. Or
I
Houston.
see you. I really see you. I see the LA. I see the London vibe, and I also see the ATL vibe. You know, being around your culture, you're really into the
Yeah,
bro.
pro-black.
Yes, pro black. I'm like, what the heck? I cannot speak.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, girl.
Yeah, and there's so much culture out there. So I definitely see you out there doing your thing, winning, glowing, all of that. So
Yeah, yes.
yes, definitely.
In each city that I named. So on the way.
You didn't mention New York though. So, and I know you visited New York not too long ago.
Yes, and I threw a party. So
Yeah.
I did that. Someone said no Vegas vibe. Oh, one day.
Vegas is more. I feel like Vegas is just strictly for partying.
Yeah, I
Like,
love Vegas, but no, I don't know
yeah,
if I could.
I don't know about living there. You know, it's just
Yeah.
a nice little trip with the girls. You know,
hmm
that's it. Now,
hmm
let's talk a little bit about your brand, your work. Now, you started the House Party Creatives. Now, is it House Party Creatives or is it just House Party?
House Party Creative.
Okay. Now, you're creative yourself. Tell me what motivates you to kind of put this together and also start something else for other Black creatives.
Yeah, so I've always been throwing events since I was younger. Obviously, my mom threw my birthday party. She threw me a birthday party every year for my birthday till I was like 18. And I would throw house parties. I would do like party buses to amusement parks. Like I've always been an events bitch for real.
Yeah.
And I went to school for advertising and I kind of went down that path. But then, experiential marketing kind of started becoming a thing. So I went and worked at a Black owned events agency. And while I was doing that, I had already started House Party. So I was kind of learning at my 9 to 5 and then pouring into what I call like my 7 to 7, you know? And I think at first I just wanted to throw dope parties, but as I threw parties and I grew and I kind of met new people, I just really wanted to throw events or at least unique experiences for Black people. Like I kind of take the industry from just like typical day parties or, you know, just stuff that is already overly saturated and really create moments that are like, damn, I've never been to no shit like that before, you know? So that's where I'm at right now. I wasn't making no money off of it. Luckily, got on the show and, you know, they highlighted it and now people are out and try to tap in, but it's been a long journey.
Right. And to even piggyback off of that, I think a lot of people associate like parties when it comes to Black people like ghetto or ratchet and things like that. And the show really highlighted when you did certain parties and did certain events, Black excellence, you know? And I think that is very, very, very important because we kind of have to get that stigma away from us because we can turn up and we got our ratchet times. But that's not, we can pop out on our nice hills and be really cute and elegant with it too, you know? So I like that you doing that.
Yeah. I mean, going off of that, like, we really have to build a culture from scratch, you know, slavery. And so that is why Black people are so dynamic. Like, we literally had to build ourselves up from the ground up. And now people biting off of that. And so we should be proud we're not all the same and that we can do so much because that's just what we do, you know? So that I'm just a platform for that.
Yeah, of course. Now, did you ever expect for your brand and your agency to even take off the way that it did?
No. Like, I think obviously you want to dream big.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not really scared of nothing. So I knew eventually it would get to a point where I'm like, wow, I am really doing that shit. But, you know, I threw Legacy Table 2 years ago before the pandemic. I was in so much debt because of it. And I just be looking like, wow, this shit came full circle because the show really talked to me to recreate that event because they loved it so much and then fully paid for it, you know, but still let me like think of the whole event, like everything I thought of, and they just executed it. And it just shows how shit comes full circle. Like something that put me so low was now completely funded and, you know, really celebrated, you know, so I love that.
Super, super dope. And can you talk a little bit about the importance of Black people owning something or being like an entrepreneur, a CEO or something? Because a lot of people don't understand. Like I think they only see the end result of like, all right, here it is, I'm a CEO or something, but like everything that comes into it before actually getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Black people, like, obviously I want them to own stuff, but I don't want them to get wrapped up in being a CEO or, you know, like kind of those corporate titles. I think we just need to make spaces and make rooms in different industries and really do what makes us happy. So I really want Black people to work for themselves above anything. Like, don't spend all this money trying to start the next biggest company. If you want to do that, cool. But I really want people to find creative ways to work for themselves. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yes, period. I love it. I love it. I love the energy, the aura. It's just here. Now I also looked into a little bit. You're doing charity work too. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's called Real Black Give Back.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit more about that and like how did that get started and what is the means for it?
Yeah. So every year I do a Juneteenth experience. So the past 2 years I was helping my friends throw a drive-through parade. And then, you know, this year it was like, ooh, let's have House Party kind of transition into a space where we have our own stuff. And so we had 4 days of programming throughout Juneteenth weekend. And that's where Real Black Give Back came from, because I'm really big at like partying for a purpose. Like I do want to throw dope events, but if we can give back way, super important. So we created Real Black Give Back. And that was kind of a series of events that raised money for this local therapy practice called Soko Ray Therapy here in Inglewood to sponsor 8 children for free kids therapy sessions. And our goal was to raise you know, our goal was to, I think they said, our goal was to sponsor 5 children, and we surpassed it and we're able to sponsor 8. And so I think obviously we want to turn this into a nonprofit and just keep like doing really cool experiences under the Real Black Give Back umbrella. So more to come.
Yes, you're doing it. Now, I kind of like you already touching on everything that you're doing. You're kind of touching on like how you're already building your legacy and your brand. So let's talk a little bit about your legacy. Let's talk about what is it that you want to leave to the world or to the people that you care about. Like, and also how important is it to build a legacy? Because some people just, just want to work and do what they have to do. But how important is it for you to leave your mark?
Yeah, I mean, I will say I love attention.
Yeah.
So I like my legacy was in the making before I even knew what that meant. But outside of that, I do love being impactful, and I think it's just important. I think people would think they have to have these grand legacies that they have to leave within the world, but it's really just like things that you're happy that you accomplished while you were on this earth.
Yeah.
And being able to provide for future generations, for your own family. You can even start that small. Obviously, we can't take care of the whole world, but it just takes nothing to really leave a mark and open those doors for the people under you. And so I think people need to take that way more serious, because you can leave a negative mark too.
Yeah.
You don't want to, you want to be a positive mark. So I feel like work towards that.
Now, you touched on a little bit about family, and for those who did see the season, people do know that your father is incarcerated. So how important is it to kind of like when he comes out of jail to have like this mark and to show him everything that you've been doing and to even maybe leave something for him?
Yeah, and I think I kind of touched on that in the show, where your legacy is so much bigger than you. Obviously he's been locked up, but now he can come out and have some sort of foundation and like a life to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
And that brings me way more joy for him than it does for me.
Yeah.
Like I just set him up to have the rest of his life happy in LA because I worked hard and I, set myself up for success. So now my family gets to reap those benefits. Like, it's so much bigger than us.
Yes. Someone just asked in the comments, will Legacy Table be an annual event now?
Yeah, so it will be. It's going to be an annual event, and I'm hoping that it can turn into something where, different cities can have them, and I partner with like lead people in different cities that I think would be like amazing to host it and really make it bigger and better. So next year, look out for hopefully at least 2 cities to have the Legacy Table, and for people to experience it that are influencers that are within my circle. Like, I want the world to feel the Legacy Table. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, girl. Let me know. I'm gonna be there. I need to be there support all of that.
Period. We're gonna be in Nashville. You can submit your city and then we can go from there.
Yes, period. Now, let's talk about Sweet Life. I know you probably do a whole bunch of interviews and get a whole bunch of questions about it, so I know you're over it. But we'll keep it short, okay? We'll keep it short. Let's just, from the beginning, like, how did that process even start? Like, how did you get on their radar? Did you have to apply, do an audition?
Yeah, so actually, Jordan and Gerald, they randomly called me like, hey, bro, HBO might call you, or, they're trying to cast people for this show. We don't really know what it is, but we recommended you, look out for that. And so they called me. I had like a 10-minute chat. Then I did a casting video that was like 30 minutes. And then we didn't hear nothing for like 4 to 5 months. Then out of nowhere it was like, all right, we're about to send you your contracts. And it was like, whoa, what is the show, first off? Like,
right.
What? And they're like, it's Issa Rae show, Sweet. And we're like, first it didn't have a name. It was just like Issa Rae show. And I think we all lost it. And obviously we're on board. Like,
right. Oh, that's so. Now, how was it actually meeting Issa Rae for the first time too? Like, how is she? Like, were you starstruck?
Definitely starstruck. I met her once in the beginning before we filmed on Zoom, and I was so like my mouth was just open, and she's like, "Are y'all gonna say anything?" I'm like, "I'm speaking." And flesh, like, I don't know, like she just felt so normal in the best way possible. Like I could just run up and hug her, and she would hug me back, And it just made everything come full circle.
Yeah. I would say, like, I always say, like, I watch Insecure. I'm a big fan of Insecure. I always say, like, Issa is my spirit animal. I feel
Yes.
like she is just, like, the dopest person. Like, she's going to be so regular and relatable. So I think
Hmm.
that's super cool that you got to meet her. Um,
Yes.
Now, talk about a little bit about the transitioning into the spotlight. Like, how was that? And how was it also watching yourself on TV?
I think transitioning to the spotlight didn't feel so out of, like, it didn't feel that not normal, like it felt normal to me. But watching myself on camera and also watching, 8 hours of footage getting cut down to 30 minutes,
Yeah,
the world having an opinion on you,
yeah.
it's, because you want to stick up for yourself and you want to like go up and say like, hey, that's not what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously most of it did happen, but you want to still make sure that, like, I don't know, you want to fight for yourself every day.
Of
That's
course.
what it, but it also was warming to see that so many people received it so well,
Mm-hmm.
that you aren't as bad as you think you are. Like, I think I was really hard on myself, and after I watched myself on screen, I'm like, oh, I'm actually not that bad.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
was cool.
I was like, Thailand is that big. She let people
Thank,
know who she is. Like, you just kind of like walk into a room and your presence is just, it's noticed.
thank
So,
you.
yeah, I think it's really cool. Did you like cringe at all watching yourself? Like, my voice, like why was I wearing that? Like,
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Okay, so with interviews, they made us redo that 3 times,
mm-hmm.
and I hated my wig. Like, I'm like, bro, I can't. And at one point, I'm like, bro, I normally come way harder than this,
Right.
and I just was looking trash. I just was like, honestly, that was the only time I was cringing. Like, I know Black Twitter's about to eat my ass up because I look a mess, and I know, trust me. So that was the only time.
I felt like I usually be like, listen, I slay all the time. So that one time that you kind of
Yeah.
slacking is like, dang, I hope nobody come for me because
On
you
national
get
TV
points.
too.
Yeah,
National
yeah.
TV. I'm like, I really fucked myself over, but it's okay.
It's all right because you still slayed. You was the
Yeah.
fave for a lot of people watching.
Oh,
So
thank
no,
you.
it's all good. So let's talk a little bit more about the show. And after it aired, I know you're still close with everybody. How's your relationship with Jalen? Is that
Good.
going strong? Because listen,
Yes.
I love you guys
I
on the show.
know.
Like, you guys are literally relationship goals, as they say. You guys do it. It's the black
Yeah.
excellence, okay?
No, yeah,
Um,
we still rolling. Our
Great.
anniversary is actually next month.
Oh,
So 3
so
years.
y'all have anything planned? Like, y'all?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Sonoma.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
y'all be
we're big.
traveling.
We love wine too. So we just, we gonna go to Sonoma, drink a little wine,
Mhm.
enjoy our company.
Period. As y'all should. We love to see it.
Yeah.
So, can you talk a little bit about how has the show changed your life? I know it super changed it drastically with the more attention and everything, but anything else?
Honestly, people ask me like, "Oh, has anything changed?" And I'm like, not really. Like, I started a new job 2 weeks ago, but
Okay.
now I'm a freelancer, so that's
Yeah.
nice. But I think what I love is just being out in the city and people, showing love and saying how much the show impacted them.
Hmm.
That's been really, really, really nice. But outside of that, like, I'm still splitting rent. I'm still in the same financial situation I was before, but it does feel good that we made an impact.
Yeah, yeah. That's it's so funny that you said that because I was going into my next question, kind of like what did you want people to get from the show and also get to know about you? Like what did you want the
Hmm.
story to be?
I wanted people in regards to the show to kind of see the different side of the Black experience, especially the Black LA experience.
Right.
Like, I think obviously we have the Love and Hip Hops and the Real Housewives and all of that. And it just shows so much anger and negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And this was an opportunity to show that, like, we can go through stuff, but we can also problem solve and work through it and be friends at the end. I think there's so much cancel culture, and if people not being this type of friend to you, you gotta cut them off. And I just think that's unrealistic.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna address it every time, and I think I just wanted people to show real friends going through real stuff, you know, and working it out together. And then in regards to me, I just wanted people to see like there's really real ass authentic ass bitches out here, you know, and especially in LA. And we're working really hard. We have 9 to 5s, but also side hustles, and we're not perfect, and we're just figuring it out. And so I hope that's what the world got from me. So
like literally you guys like executed it so perfectly. Like I was watching it with my sister and I'm like, listen, they are this is exactly how millennials, like 25, 26, 27 year olds really move with each other and really like,
yeah.
yeah, it's really, and like you guys touched on everything from finances to relationships to work and just your own inner circle. Y'all did that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yes. Now you talked about you're gonna let people know every single time. You're gonna let them know about themselves. You were the accountable queen. Like you held people accountable no matter what. Now some people do not appreciate that because maybe some people think that, you know, you're trying to check them or you're coming for them or something like that. But how can you talk a little bit about like how important is it to be that accountable friend? Because I feel like everybody needs a friend like that to let them know when they're wrong or.
Yeah, I just think where I was trying to come from is normalize healthy discussions.
Yeah.
And I think people continuously feel attacked if they're not in the right for certain situations.
Exactly.
And it was never me trying to attack or come at somebody sideways, but it's just like, if we're going to continue this friendship and these relationships, we need to make sure that we understand each other's love languages. You made me upset. I'm not okay with that. Let's talk about it. But if you want to avoid it, then it just makes me feel like you don't care. And I think obviously on the show, they had us, you know, solve a lot of conflicts at events at the wrong time. It's still TV, right? We're entertainers at this point. But a lot of those conversations needed to be had. And I don't know if it would have happened if it wasn't for the show.
Exactly.
And so hold your friends accountable if you love them. And if you're going to lose friends in the like meantime doing that, then they just wasn't the friends for you, you know? And luckily I still got all my friends. So
yes. Now you said something that kind of like made me want to speak about it more because I never heard about it. You said love languages. Now I know love languages when it comes to relationships. But speak about that when it comes to friendships too. Love languages is important in a friendship as well?
Yeah. I mean, because even though you're not in a pretty much like physical relationship with your friends, you're still in relationships with them, you know? And I think people think that relationships mean your boyfriend and your girlfriend, but these are real people with real lives that you are impacting on the same level as your spouse. So like, if you want to be a good friend, you have to understand that all of your friends are different and they're not going to receive information and vibes the same way that you are. And if you really care about them, you're going to meet them halfway. You're not going to always see eye to eye, but I think it's important to cater to your friends and cater to your boyfriends and your girlfriends, whoever you're with. But like, I think I just hold all of my relationships and take them really serious and hold them at a high standard because I hope they would do that the same with me.
Yeah. You be dropping gems, okay? You are dropping those gems. Now, before I want to play a little game with you, but I want to ask you before we play this game, what's next for you? What's next for Tylynn? And yeah, just let people know, like, what are people expected to see?
Yeah, I think what's next is, you know, seeing House Party become a national household name in regards to the events industry. I think you can see me quitting finally a job and just working for myself and, you know, seeing me hopefully on magazine covers, brand collabs, all of that. Just more Tylynn, even if we don't get a season 2.
Listen, yo, you be saying things like it's like you follow up to the question I'm about to get to. I was about to be like, so what's up with season 2? Did you get the word?
My intuition is that Pisces shit for real.
For real. Like, and I read somewhere that you're a Libra moon. I'm a Libra, so
yes.
I feel like
that's why our energy is right here. Libra moon, Scorpio rising.
Okay. Listen. Well, I guess we don't know if there's a season 2 happening. You didn't get a word yet or anything like this, so we don't know yet. So we waiting just like how you waiting, basically.
Keep on screaming.
Yes, because we needs. Okay, Issa, I need her to watch this later.
Yes.
I need her to know. Okay. So let's get into this game. Now, you ever played the game Most Likely? Like,
Yes.
who's most likely to do something? Okay, so we're going to do that, and we're going to talk about your friends / castmates, okay? So I'm going to give you a scenario, and you're going to tell me out of everybody, Jordan, Ty, well, I guess you could add you too.
Yeah.
Rebecca, Rob, everybody, okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have 8 questions here, and I think there's 8. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Who is most likely to call the cops when something goes down?
Oh my gosh. I would say Gerald.
All right. Okay. Low key. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely to get in a fight in public.
Oh, Jalen.
Okay. Yep.
Spicy.
Spicy. Yep. Most likely to get engaged first.
Bree.
Yeah, she's a lover girl. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely to die first in a horror movie.
In a horror movie? Oh, I would say Rebecca. So sweet. Like, she should be lost. Sorry, my poor.
Yes. I'm really like agreeing with every answer that you're giving. Like, yeah, okay. I see that. Most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse.
I would say me, dead ass. For some reason, I think I good luck. I don't know.
Period.
Like, the fucking with me.
Period. Like, yeah. Most likely to be late to an event.
Amanda.
Really?
That girl.
You know what? I was thinking Jordan for that because you know he's such a pretty boy. He be you know.
Yeah, he's about his business, so like I think he'll be on time. But Amanda, whoo.
Okay. Most likely to reach millionaire status first.
I mean, I would say right now Jordan, but next up would be me.
Period. All right. I like that one. All right. 2 more here. Who is most likely to, well, this kind of happened, but who's most likely to catch feelings in the friend group?
Yeah, I would say like Bree.
Yeah, I'm like, it's already kind of happened, but.
Yeah, it's like, I wouldn't say catch feelings, but yeah, I feel like she be vibing.
Bet. I like that one. And lastly, who is most likely to get an embarrassing tattoo while drunk?
I would say Kofi.
Yeah, Kofi's a character. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Wow, Tylynn, that is all I have for you. It was perfect on time. I said I wanted 30 minutes, and we did 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Look at perfect. That. Well, let people know where to find you, where to follow House Party, and any last minute things that you want to tell the audience, you know, let them know.
I mean, thank y'all for tapping in. I'm typing in my Instagram right now so y'all can follow. Yeah. And I mean, just tell everybody to keep streaming so we can get a season 2. And I mean, again, be good to yourself and be good to your people. Cherish your friendships and peace and love, y'all.
Yes. Thank you so much. It was great speaking to you. Energy was here. Great interview. And, you know, thanks for checking in with Media Girls Network.
Yes. Thank you, love. Yeah. Have a great night.
I'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. That's all for Media Girls Network tonight. I hope you enjoyed the interview. I am your host, Casey Marie, and we'll see you next time. Till then, later.